In this movie, I'll show you how to use the crop tool, which is the easiest way to crop images inside Photoshop. Now, this photograph here is a classic example of an image that needs cropping. The original framing, as we can see here, is just horrible, and that's because I wasn't even looking through the viewfinder. The upside is that I got a nice, genuine smile out of my subject, and of course, I can turn around and reframe the image by cropping it in Photoshop anytime I like. So the first step is to select the crop tool, which is located right here, and notice the tooltip shows a C in parentheses. That C is the keyboard shortcut, so you can either click on the tool to select it, or you can just press the C key, nothing more. And when you do, you'll see this crop boundary surrounding the entire image. Now, if you don't see the boundary, it's probably because you're too far zoomed in, like so, in which case just press Ctrl-0 or Command-0 on the Mac to zoom out. Now notice that this boundary has these implied handles right here in the corners and along the top, bottom, and left and right sides. You can drag those if you want to, like so. And notice as I drag a corner handle, I'll see that heads-up display just above my cursor, which is showing me the width and height of my cropped image. But you can also just drag any old edge if you want to. So for example, if I drag this left edge, I will just see a width value. If I drag the top edge, I'll just see a height value. And that's because when I drag the top or the bottom of this boundary, I'm affecting just the height of the image. Whereas if I drag the left or right sides, I'm affecting just the width. Now bear in mind that you can zoom and scroll the image as much as you like as you work. You can also drag the image like so inside the crop boundary. Notice as I do so, I'm going to feel a snap. Do you see that happening right there? If you're working along with me, you're going to feel it happening. The image is basically snapping into alignment right there with the right-hand edge of the crop boundary. Now, generally, that snapping is a good thing, but if you find it getting in your way, then you can turn it off by going up to the View menu and choosing the Snap command. And notice now, with that command off, I can drag the image anywhere I like. Now, at this point, I have two options that are available to me. I can click on this check mark up here in the horizontal options bar, and that will commit the crop. The easier way to work, however, is to just press the Enter key on the PC or the Return key on the Mac. You can also abandon your crop by clicking on this universal no icon right there, or you can just press the Escape key, which is what I'm going to do now. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you another way to work. In addition to dragging the edges of this crop boundary around, you can just draw a new one by dragging inside the image like so. And that will go ahead and create a free-form crop boundary, as we're seeing here. And then you still have the option of modifying it by dragging the edges, or if you prefer, one of the corners. All right, this looks pretty good to me. So I'll go ahead and accept the crop by pressing the Enter key or the Return key on the Mac. And we've now managed to frame our subject more in keeping with what I intended in the first place. And those are the basics of using the crop tool here inside Photoshop.